welcome back. This is a fun Friday today. So today is Friday, November 20th, and we're going to have fun in here in class, and we're going to do an activity called 1.1.6 see-through. And I'm basically going to show you how to do some really fun, cool GIMP techniques. Okay? So here we go. So will someone volunteer to give me something to look up on search? What image do we want? Yes. Something fun. Yes. A guinea pig. What else? Dog wearing a hat.
That's very fun.
Anybody else something fun today?
Oh, potato.
Potato. I am not going to go with the potato,
Why not?
but I will go with the dog in the hat. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and search dog hat images. All right, very nice. And this is what we get to. Very, very nice. So I can work with this. I can work with this. Let me know when we find one we want here. We have good options here.
Oh my goodness, I like this one. Flower.
The flower.
I don't like that. Look how cute it is.
That one. That dog looks like it's in pain. So I'm not going to choose that one. He's not real happy with that.
The one with the pink. The one with the pink. Go back to the deer. I like the one. I like the one that one. I like the chicken. I like that one right there. Or the chicken.
Oh, there's a dog hat. That's interesting.
I like the one with the hat.
All right, so I'm kind of liking this one here. Okay. That's cool.
Can I do this one?
Like that one. You can do whatever one you want. Oh, that's a nice one. Okay. So, all right, so I have selected my photo. You guys can select whatever one you want. Now, remember here, just as a quick tip technique, you guys want to go to view image on this. Don't try to download it from here. You won't get the best quality. I want to go to view image, and then I want to right click and hit save image as, and it's going to go into my file folder. Okay? I picked this one because that kind of looks like my dog. All right. So now what I'm going to do is go into my file folder. Everyone in here should have created a folder for 1.1.6. If you've not done that, please do that now. And I'm going to go into my file folder where I'm saving all my stuff. I'm going to right click on this guy, and I'm going to say edit with GIMP. Here comes GIMP. It's going to open up, and that's the easiest way I can tell you how to get to it. All right. Now here's my photo. Okay. Now let me show you this technique. Does everybody have their photo opened up in GIMP? Thumbs up if you do. Okay. All right. So here we are. We're back in GIMP. I've opened up my image in GIMP. Now I want to go ahead and, just for learning's sake, I want you to hold your control button down, CTRL, and I want you to zoom in. And if your windows aren't there, you might want to go to New Toolbox, and you'll get a toolbox to come up and hit a selection tool. And if you guys ever have problems in GIMP, what I do is I go to this top selection tool. Can everybody grab this top selection tool here? And just click a couple times in the gray, and that'll kind of like erase your memory in GIMP and kind of ground your toolbar. So now I can go ahead and zoom in, okay? And now let's look at this. Can you guys see these pixels in here? Yes, you can. Okay, so now watch this. Remember we talked about every single pixel is given an RGB value. Thumbs up if you're with me on that. Okay, so I'm going to go over here and I'm going to select this paint dropper. It looks like a little eyedropper thing. It's called the color picker. Okay, and I'm going to click on one of these pixels that I want to figure out what its color is. So I'll just go to one of these little brown ones. Okay, I click on the brown, and then it sets it into my palette, my paint palette down at the very bottom. So now I'm going to select my paint palette. Okay, and now that color comes up. And if you guys look at this brown color that I just selected, its color value is 144:93:72. Thumbs up if you see that. All right, so let's go back and select a different color. How about this gray right here? So I go click my color picker again. I click on gray, and then I click on this right here, and then it goes to gray. And now that gray color is 234, 237, 242. Every single pixel on this page that makes up this dog and this child looking at each other with hats on has a color RGB value. Is there a lot to store in memory? Yes. By the way, how many pixels is this? Well, if you look at the top of your page, GIMP's going to tell you this is a 600 by 732 image. That's pretty big, right? How big's our app emulator? 300 by 400. That's correct. So this is like twice the size of our app inventor screen. So this is a big picture. And if you do the math, 600 by 732, you're going to figure out how many bits of data you're using there. That's quite a bit. Okay? 42,000, I'm guessing like 42,000. How do you get the toolbox out? Okay, real quick, recap. I go to Windows for everything. There's other ways of doing it. You could go to Tools. I just go to Windows because I go to this dockable dialogues a lot, and I go to New Toolbox a lot. To be honest with you, my brain has so much stuff in it that I don't even try to remember these control keys. You can. And if I was doing this professionally, I probably would. But right now, I don't even worry about memory. You know, that's just a little bit about GIMP. I'm going to hit my control button. I'm going to go to select, and I'm going to round this out. There's my dog pick. Okay. So hit control, roll in, roll out. That's a good way, easy way of scrolling. Remember last quarter, these people didn't have mice, and this is a lot harder to do. GIMP's pretty tough without a mouse. Okay. So what am I going to do now? Now I want to get my dog out of this picture with a hat. So what I'm going to do now is use my scissors tool. And here's the big thing with the scissors. You have to remember where you started. Okay? Start at a place where you know you started. I'm going to start right here in this left-hand corner. And when I get back to this, I have to come back to the beginning dot. Okay, you're going to do a bunch of dots all the way around the screen. You have to come back to your starting dot. If not, you're going to keep selecting forever, and it's going to mess up your image, and you're going to get frustrated with it. So remember where you started. Start at a very logical place. Okay? All right, so I'm going to select here, and I'm going to start to cut around my dog. Okay, I just kind of weave my way around the dog. Okay, I'm going to go around my hat. And I like the scissors because it'll kind of like just bend around the object for you. Yeah, this takes a little bit of practice. It's not, I don't expect you to be a pro. And like here, I want to go around this gray shirt because I don't want the child in there. Okay. And then here, I'm going to come back to the very beginning, straight across the bottom. Once I'm finished, and if you don't like any of these, you can just grab them and bend them down. That's the nice thing about the scissors. If you don't like that last cut, it bent in and you want it to bend out, then just grab that bend and just kind of pull it down. Now I come back to the first dot, and now I click on the inside of the dog. Okay, and you're going to see these highlight, like, it's like they're in motion here, like those highlights here. Okay, now, once I'm here, I now go to select invert, because I want everything else to be selected. And I'm going to hit delete. And now we got bye-bye child. Okay? That child went a bye-bye. Now, you can put that on my desk. Thank you. If you ever mess up, no big deal. I need a shirt that says keep calm and control Z. There's the child again. Okay? Just control Z if you mess up. But here I'm going to hit delete and bye-bye child. Okay. Okay. Now let me finish this, and then I'll do it over again. Okay. So now I can select the dog, and now I don't need all this white space over here. Are you with me? It's like a ton of white space. So I like the crop tool. So the crop tool is this little scalpel. And I'm just going to select around and drag a box around my dog, and then I'm going to double click. And now the dog's down to size. Now the dog's 340 by 541. Now we're getting somewhere closer where we can manage this dog. Okay? Now what I can do is I can use my scale tool, which is right underneath the scalpel, and I can scale it, and I can start to shrink this dog down. Okay? Once I get it where I want it, I can hit scale, and that dog is supposed to resize. And I don't think it did. Okay? So let me go ahead, once again, GIMP's kind of like grounded out here, so I'm going to select this selection tool. I'm going to click out a couple times, and then I'm going to select the whole dog again. Okay? And then I'm going to hit scale, and I'm going to scale the dog. Okay? And I can scale this down to size. Okay? And there it is. Okay? Now my dog's a lot smaller, and now I can go back and use that crop tool. Okay, now I can go use my crop tool, and I can crop that dog out again. Okay, and I can double click, and now I've got a nice small picture of my dog. And now it's not going to take so much memory in your app. So now we need to add a transparency. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down, blow my dog. Now, notice that if you blow the dog up, it's going to not look as sharp. Okay, you guys see how the dog doesn't quite look as sharp? Poor dog, he's not sharp anymore. Well, that's because we only have 100 by 188 pixels, not as much quality. But you're going to save on memory. Okay? So now I'm going to go to Windows, Dockable Dialogues, Layers. I'm going to open up my Layers tool. Okay? We do that one more time. Windows, Dockable Dialogues, Layers. Or you can hit Control-L. Okay? And now I have an image of my dog over here. I'm going to right-click on this image. And I want to add an alpha channel. All right, so I'm back. So I had some problems here with this, so I just want to click off a couple times. I'm going to go Windows, Dockable Dialogues, Layers, grab your layer tool out, and that's what I'm looking for. I want to see this little small icon of my dog over here in my Layers tool. I'm going to right-click on that, add an alpha channel. I'm going to go to my toolbox and use this select by color. Now notice here, if you're not sure what a tool is, just put your mouse over top of it, scissors, select tool. This is the select by color tool. I'm going to select by color, select the white, and hit delete. And now my dog is transparent. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go File, Export As, and now I need to save this as dog@.png. You have to save it as a .png to handle the transparency. If you do not save it as a .png, even though you did all that work to add an alpha channel and delete and get the checkerboard and all that, if you save it as a .jpg, you will still see white in your app. Okay? You have to save it as an alpha channel, and you hit export, and make sure this save color values from transparency is off. Make sure it's unselected. If yours is, unselect it, hit export, and now it's in my file. And now let me just show you how it's in here. There's my dog hat. And I can go into my app. Let's go into my app, and I'm going to change my cat to be a dog hat. And let's go get dog in a hat. Okay, so let's go ahead and open this one. And you're going to see it's a white background. There it is. There's a white background. And now I took the background out, and now it's dog hat. You should not see a background now if I did this right. There it is. Okay, and I colored the background pink just so that you can see the see-through. So that's it. I hope this video helps, and have a great weekend.